People carriers are typically associated with staid, no-nonsense types with big families, says Matas Kurat. Plus, people carriers aren't much fun to drive. Models like the Seat Alhambra or Ford Galaxie, however, they're out to prove the skeptics wrong. And today, we're going to put them to the test. First up is the Ford Galaxie. And the first impression is certainly on the positive side. Our carman likes the high-caliber feel inside the Ford Galaxie. The handsome dashboard boasts great workmanship and nice materials. But while he finds the piano black finish a nice idea, with 4,500 kilometers on the clock, it's totally scratched down here around the parking brake. What would it look like after 40,000 kilometers, he wonders. Matas likes the feel at the wheel. The steering wheel sits comfortably in your hands. The pedals are fine and always provide nice feedback to the driver. The Galaxie we tested has a 2.2-liter diesel engine with 147 kilowatts of power. It went from 0 to 100 in 8.8 seconds. Fuel consumption is relatively low for a vehicle of this size. According to the manufacturer, it needs an average of 6.8 liters for 100 kilometers. A nice feature here, says our car expert, is this panoramic mirror. It gives you full view of what's going on the rear seats. Right now, there's not much happening because there are no small children on board. But when you do have kids sitting there, you can keep an eye on them. And there are plenty of storage options up above where you can stow all kinds of stuff. But Matas does wonder how you're supposed to access them. Nice ideas don't always turn into practical ones. In this case, Ford evidently had the passengers at heart. They can rummage around without having to worry about driving. So what about the design? The two rivals have a very similar look. The Galaxie has a range of decorative chrome elements to brighten up the exterior. Total length is 4 meters, 82 centimeters. The center console has a very clear configuration. The parking brake's design is reminiscent of an airplane throttle control. The roof lets a lot of light into the interior. The result is a very pleasant atmosphere. The Seat Alhambra likewise boasts plenty of chrome. It measures 4 meters 85 in length, 3 centimeters longer than the Galaxie. The center console is a bit more crowded than in the Galaxie, but you can locate all the controls you need equally quickly. The panoramic roof means the Alhambra's interior gets more light than its rival. There's plenty of space in the second row of seats, decides our car expert, and getting out is easy via a sliding side door. The Ford Galaxie has a regular door, but there's just as much space behind it. With both models, the seats can be shifted forwards and backwards to provide enough legroom for anyone sitting in the third row. The two people carriers are both champions on the cargo capacity front. The Alhambra, on the left, can normally pack 267 liters of luggage. When you fold down seats 6 and 7, however, that increases to 1,167 liters. The stats for the Galaxie are 308 and 1,260 liters, respectively. The Alhambra has one big advantage. Folding away the seats is far easier than with the Galaxie. Galaxie Matas gets defensive, pointing out that folding up the seats is no faster with the Alhambra, plus full capacity is 93 liters more. Time to put the Seat Alhambra through its paces. And here the first impression is also positive. What you really notice is that it's related to Volkswagen, Seat's parent company, in a good way. The times when you really could say that Seat was just a budget version of VW are over. This vehicle has good quality materials. Everything looks good and feels good. Mattes points out an advantage over the Ford. The child safety locks for the doors and windows on both sides have separate controls. Mattes likes the feel of the steering wheel and how it makes you feel close to the road. The direct shift gearbox, or DSG, does take some getting used to. Getting going seems sluggish. The Seat is powered by a 2-liter diesel engine with 125 kilowatts of power. The Alhambra takes 9.8 seconds to make the dash to 100 kilometers per hour, a good second slower than the Ford Galaxie. But it compensates with a superior fuel economy. Official consumption is 5.9 liters of diesel for 100 kilometers. That's almost 1 liter less than the Galaxie. What's not as good as in the Galaxie is the electronic instrument cluster. All we have here is a black and white onboard computer, although it does do its job just as well. And the winner is? These vehicles are not just for staid and boring drivers with big families, concludes Mattes. They're a lot of fun to drive and have a very wide range of equipment features. But they do cost extra. Both models start at around 30,000 euros. But in the versions you see here, they cost around 40,000. That's a lot of money, of course. But you do get a lot. Deciding which one of the two is better is tough, he says. They both have their strengths and their weaknesses. Mattes calls it a draw.
Für mich sind beide Autos gleich gut, haben ihre Stärken und Schwächen und deswegen läuft es bei mir auf ein Unentschieden raus.